What's up you guys, it's Ashling and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is very impromptu. I had no plans to film today, hence why my brows look a mess, my hair looks a mess. I clipped in hair extensions trying to think that that would fix everything, but it didn't. Sitting down nicely on my couch, you know, editing away, and the next thing the doorbell rang and this amazing package came in and I was like, I have to film a video with that now, ASAP. Today we're going to be reviewing, I feel like I need a drum roll for this, but the new Jaclyn Hill and Morphe brush collab. This is so big, I actually can't even fit it into the screen, but this is what it looks like. Oh my god, guys, I'm shook. I'm shook to my core. I did not think I was going to get this. I honestly didn't. I had literally just watched her video yesterday on these brushes and I was like, wow, they look so pretty. And then I saw some people got it in pure and I was like, I wonder will I get that in pure, because Morphe generally send me out pure. I don't work with them, I'm not affiliated with them, nothing like that, and I'm always so grateful. But this one I was actually floored when it arrived because I was like not expecting it at all. How I'm going to do this video is not really known to myself because usually I pre-plan my videos and they're not really unplanned like this one. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to review all of the brushes, try as many of them on my face as possible. I'm trying to like get them all like to do their job today. See which ones I like, which ones I don't like. Do I recommend this product to you guys, the set, individual brushes that I recommend. Then I will go into the sets, the pricing for the sets, the brushes that contained in the sets, and all that goodness. There's a lot of stuff to get through in this video, but I'm gonna try all the brushes on my face to see how well they apply my products. I'm not going to use any new products in this video, guys. I'm not going to even do anything like remarkable with the eyes. I just want to see that the brushes work, if they're worth it. I feel like I won't be giving a just review to the brushes if I use different products. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Anyway, so first off, I just want to say thank you, Morphe, for sending out this goodness to me. Congratulations, Jaclyn, on your new collab and your new brushes. They look fantastic. I have felt each and every one of them. That sounds a bit weird, but yes, I have groped them all the brushes, and I have like touched them, felt the quality of them. I can say without kind of using them on my face, the majority of them are pretty good quality. I'm gonna see what they look like on the face and how to use them. The last Morphe brush I bought was not a good one, I'll tell you that much. It shed everywhere on me, so I'm hoping there's nothing like that with this. Just if you are wondering, these brushes release tomorrow, which is August 28th, and they're releasing only in the Morphe website and only in the Morphe stores. Individually, you can only buy them on the site. If you want to buy the sets, they're in store and on the site. I don't know if it's coming to Ulta. I presume it is, since the Vault is now in Ulta. After that, I don't really know too much about the brushes. She just gave a brief description of them. I haven't seen anyone use them. I haven't even seen Jaclyn use them. So I don't exactly know how they're going to perform. But I'm going to try them out right now. Stop rambling. So if you want to see my review on these brushes, how they perform and what I think of them, then just keep watching. I feel like every hair clip in the whole house has just sprouted legs and ran away from me because I can't find any. And I need to clip this hair back. It's just horrific. Put it into the universe and you should be granted with whatever you want. I'm gonna first off spritz my face with some Mandarin Energizing Face Mist, which is how I start every day. And then I'm gonna prime my face with my fingers. So the first brush I'm gonna be taking is the JH03 brush, which is the brush that Jaclyn said she uses for foundation. And I'm going to mix both my MAC and my Wet n Wild foundation together. I've been doing this combo as of late. If you guys want to know what each individual brush is for, or how Jaclyn would describe or use those brushes, then I'll leave a link to her video down below, because she would best explain it like much better and more articulate. Oh my god, let's not say that word. She can just explain a bit better than I can. God, it's been a hot minute since I used a brush to apply my foundation. This feels really, really abnormal and alien to me. This is a nice brush. It's giving me a nice airbrushed appearance to my foundation. I generally prefer like a little bit of a stiffer brush when I am applying my foundation. This is just a little bit on the flimsy side, but it's the brush that she likes to apply her foundation with, so obviously she would create her collection surrounding it. I prefer personally the Sigma F80 to apply my foundation with. I love that brush, but this one feels really nice. It's very soft. There's no bristles spiking me or attacking me or, you know, digging into my flesh. I feel like it's quite soft and really, really nice, and applies the foundation lovely, actually, in fact. Oh, my foundation hasn't looked this good in a while. FYI, I haven't had time to clean any of these brushes, which sounds really gross, but I like to wash all my brushes before I get to use them, but I also wanted to put this review up. So say a prayer for my skin, that it doesn't break out, that somebody's paws that were touching these brushes don't have anything on it, and I'm going to get something all over my face. I'm going to move on and take the Norvina palette today. I know this is kind of like a weird choice for me because I don't have it that long, but it's probably the only palette I've used since I bought this palette. I know how it performs now, I know how I like it, so I'm going to try it with some of Jaclyn's brushes. Before I do anything though, I'm going to take the Warm Neutrals 2 from Sigma. I'm going to take this shade up here just to set my whole lid. And this brush is the JH30 brush, which is the one I was the most drawn to set my entire base. I'm going to move on to Incense here from the Norvina palette, and I'm going to take that on the same brush that I used to apply the cream shade, which is the JH30. And as you can see, all Jaclyn's brushes have white handles. If I didn't mention that, I am so sorry. So I'm just going to pop this through my crease. Ooh, we have one little tiny hair after coming off there. Okay, good to give a nice wash of colour, but it is quite dense and quite big. I feel like this brush is quite nice. Like, it has blended out the shadow quite well. There is like no kind of dragging from the brush or anything like that. There's no skipping from the shadow. I actually quite like that brush. Like, I like the application that it gives. It's quite light, quite subtle. A little bit too big if you have small eyes. That's all I will say about it. I don't have massively small eyes. I have kind of big lid space, but I kind of have slightly hooded eyes, so getting right into the crease can be a little bit of a tricky business. But all in all, it's actually a pretty decent brush, and probably one I will pick up again and again just to do that one job. One thing I have noticed from Jaclyn's brush collection, that they're mostly crease blending brushes. I mean, I just want to kind of like show you this. I get like that they're different shapes, but to be honest, nobody needs 5 of these brushes. I most certainly don't. I would prefer to have seen a flat shader brush. There is one flat shader brush in this for packing on shadows to the lid, which is this one here, which is kind of teeny tiny. I don't know if you can even see that there. Whereas I definitely would not go in with 5 crease brushes. Like, I just wouldn't. Maybe 3, maybe. There is other like crease shading brushes like this one here as well, and then you've like a smaller one for like the lower lash line. So there's just a little bit, for me, too many of these brushes, not enough of these flat shader brushes. But that's just my right off the bat kind of complaint, I guess. I know everybody who's into brushes will say, Aisling, they are different, and I know they're all different. I'm not kind of silly when it comes to brushes. I know my brushes, I know what works, I know what doesn't. I can see that these are 2 pointed brushes. This is a semi-pointed, and these are 2 rounded kind of fellas. So I'm going to go in with the 31 first. I'm going to take the shade Loved, which is this pinky shade here, and I'm going to apply that through my crease. Okay, so that's quite a nice brush. For me, it fits right into the crease of my eye. I'm getting a good kind of blend with it. Because, like I said, I've slightly hooded eyes, I often find that I have issues with like brushes kind of like transferring shadows to areas on my eyes that I don't really want them. But this feels nice. This is a really good brush, and this would be one of my favorite kind of types of blending brushes. So because I'm kind of done with my crease, I have 4 other brushes that are just not going to come into use. Definitely need more shader brushes. Please, please, please don't kill me for having the hairiest brows in Ireland. They're a hot mess. I'm actually getting them done tomorrow. That's why I wasn't intending on filming today, because they just don't look cute. I'm going to go in with the shade Soul, and I'm going to take the JH42, which I believe is the highlighting brush, but I'm going to clean it off and use it probably to apply the majority of my eyeshadow on the lid. So I'm going to pop this into the inner corner. This little brush is fab because it gets right into the inner like tear duct of the eye. Quite like that. I have this handy dandy brush cleaner that was helped me to clean this off in between shades. This is the best thing ever if you want clean brushes and you want to kind of use them straight away. This kind of has them dry almost in milliseconds. I love this. I'm taking Celestial now with this little teeny tiny brush, and I'm going to apply that beside the shade Soul. Ooh, it's great at packing on pigments as well, because I feel like this really made this pigment pop. This little brush is so amazing. I'm really, really handy. I'd buy like 5 of these brushes. I love how small it is, and it's perfect for lid work if you just want to add like a little bit of shadow to an area. This is the JH33, just to, oh yeah, And that's much better. Okay, so maybe you do need all these blending brushes. Maybe you do. But now, because this is dirty with the other one, I can't go back in with that purple, so I'll just have to wait till the end. That's my only issue with this. I wish there was more of these. These are really good. So I clean my little brush off again, and I'm going in with the shade here, Rose Gold. And I'll pop that beside Celestial. Like, isn't that just the most bomb color you've ever seen? And this little brush does a fabulous job. Okay, I'm going to try and take maybe Summer with the JH41 brush. So this is the other flat shader brush. This is quite a stiff shader brush, and it's much bigger than the little one I've been using all along, so you can see the difference there. So this is going to put a lot more shadow on the lid. Yeah, I like this brush. I really do, but I just prefer the little one a little bit better. So taking Drama, this one here in the end, with that flat shader brush again, I'm gonna apply this to the outer corner of my eye. Now I have awful issues with this shadow in general. It falls everywhere. Taking the JH33 again, I'm just gonna blend this out and kind of remove any harsh lines from this. Okay, because that brush is kind of like flat, fluffy brush. It does allow you to pack eyeshadow on and also blend, which I actually quite like that about this brush. So this one definitely would come in a lot more handy for me. So now I'm going to use the JH42 for its desired probably use. So base is this creamy shade here, and I'm just going to take this underneath my eyebrow just to highlight all my little hairs and just show how disastrous my eyebrows look right now. And into the inner tear duct. I'm just going to go back in with that first brush that I used the shade Love on, and I just kind of cleaned it off a little bit just to blend out the crease. So there's no liner brush to do wing liner and no products to do your brows with, so I did them off camera, and then I just stuck on these Allura Light lashes from House of Lashes. Now I'm going to go in with my concealer just to kind of clean up a little bit underneath the eye. So I'm taking the Born This Way multi-sculpting concealer. I'm just going to use it on the outer corner because this is like more close to my skin tone, I guess. So it's just going to kind of clean up any fallout. And then to brighten underneath my eyes, I'm taking the Tarte Shape Tape, and I'm just going to apply that underneath my eyes. A little bit, Aisling, a little bit. And then just over my Cupid's bow, down the bridge of my nose, in between my brows. This is the JH08 brush, and it's like the small little kind of like fluffy brush, but she said this is great for blending out concealer, so let's try that. I said this is multi uses, but I haven't blended out concealer with a brush in a hot minute. Even if I use a brush to do my foundation, I'll go back in with my beauty blender to blend out concealer. So this is blending out the concealer quite well. It's not my favorite brush to use for blending out concealer, not gonna lie. That's just me personally. I'm not a big fan of these type of brushes. I just feel like I can't get right up there underneath my eye to cover those nasty bags. But it's giving me a nice amount of coverage, and it's airbrushing my concealer out just like my beauty blender would, which I'm happy about. Let's go back in with my foundation brush just to blend that all together, make sure there is no harsh lines in between my concealer and my foundation. A few tiny little hairs did shed off this, I think maybe 2, while I was applying that concealer. I already said I haven't washed these brushes, and generally when I wash my brushes, all those like hairs will kind of like fall out first and then not on my face afterwards, if that makes sense. Got a little bit brighter there, guys. Sorry if there's a lighting change. I'm going to now bake underneath my eyes. I haven't done that in a hot minute. It's been so long since I baked, but she did say that the JH07 is excellent for baking. And she said it's great for down the nose. I'm not really getting my bake on. I will use that momentarily to wipe away my bake. Also, she did say this is great for baking too. This brush is the JH10. I'm just going to take this to apply a bit of powder just there underneath my liner. And then a little bit down the side of my nose. I'm going to leave that bake for a little while before I come back, and then I will dust it all away. Okay, 2 minutes later, I'm back, and I'm just going to dust this away. I may have went a little bit cray-cray with the baking today. Like I said, it's been a hot minute since I've actually baked. I really like this little brush. This is definitely a brush I would use for setting the under eye, but also I would possibly use this for highlighting the cheeks. I feel like this is a multi-use brush. I like this brush a lot, actually. This will be one of my favorites that I've used so far today. I'm going to take this one here, the JH37, which is kind of like a, I don't know, like a rounded fluffy brush. You could use it, I guess, into the crease, but I'm going to try this underneath my eyes, and I'm taking incense first and just apply that all the way underneath the eye. Jaclyn said she likes a ton of brushes underneath her eye. I'm going to try that today. I'm going to use all or as many brushes as possible. So we have these three, I guess, for under the eye. There you go. You can see them. This is the JH39, 38 and the 43. So she said that she does like these for like detailed work. This is something I would definitely use on the lid for like more detailed work. And this pencil brush underneath my lower lash line, same as this, to kind of just like get right up there. So I'm going to take this one first and I'm going to go in with Love. I'm just going to go right, actually, do you know what? I'm not going to take Love on that one. I'm going to take Love on this one, and I'm going to go right up close to the lash line with that. I do personally love a brush like this myself, so I would recommend getting one of them if you do like kind of close action to the lash line. Now on this one that I said I was going to take Love on, I'm actually going to take the shade Passion on that, and I'm going to use that just to kind of bring a little bit of darkness to the outer V. And then I'm just going to take this little pencil brush just to blend everything out. Actually, do you know what? That's too stiff for blending. I'm going to go back in with this one just to blend everything out. Okay, so I think that's what I would use this one for, more blending underneath the lower lash line than actually applying shadow. Yeah, that packs on way more shadow, so I'm just going to apply a little bit more incense just to the inner portion, and then go back in with the little brush here just to add Love right back up in there. Yeah, I'm pretty content with those brushes. Do you need all four? Most certainly not. Which ones do I recommend? Probably these two. So I would say the 43 and the 39, and then if you really wanted a third one, I would go in with the 37. You can't really go wrong with the 38 either, because it's great for applying product to the actual lid as well. So I don't know, depends on yourself and what sort of, I don't know, lower lash line work you do or detailed work, but these are great for detailed work. Okay, let's get stuck into the face. I am going to take the big powder brush here, which is the 01 brush, and it is a humongous brush, and it's really, really fluffy. I was like downstairs when I was watching her video, and I just had this in my hand, and I was just like rubbing it on my other hand. I was just like, this is so soft. It looks like a big microphone. Ha! I think it is amazing, but does it apply powder? I hear you ask. So I'm just going to swirl it into my compact. Doesn't pick up a huge amount, but enough, I guess. And just apply that to my face. Generally, I like a flat top brush when I'm applying powder, because I like to stamp on my powder. But this brush is so tightly packed with bristles, you can stamp on your powder. Is it a bit obscene in size? Most certainly. Do you need it? I personally really like this. And it has set my face. Believe it or not, it's set all of my face. I actually didn't think that would, because I thought it'd be like dispersing way too much powder, but my face is set and not sticky. This brush I was very intrigued to try. This is the 02 brush, and she said that she uses this for bronzing. So I like to use a big brush like this for bronzing. The one that I'm using at the moment is this one here from Wet n Wild. I was like, who's it from? And you can see that it is a little bit kind of different in shape. This is more domed, it kind of has a point. This is more rounded, but Jaclyn swears by this brush. This one is a little bit denser than the Wet n Wild one I showed you, so I feel like I actually get a better bronze with it, believe it or not, which I'm actually kind of shocked with, because I was like, nothing will ever take me away from my Wet n Wild bronzer, but this is quite a nice bronzer brush. I'm surprised with this one, really am. I didn't think I was going to like it, because I have my bronzer brush, my Ride or Die, and I was like, nothing's going to steer me away from this, but you're not too bad. I'm not sorry. So let's go in and contour. This brush is Jaclyn's personal favorite. This is the 05 brush. She said she loves this for contouring, so I'm gonna try it for contouring too. And I'm going to take Princess Cut from the Tarte Princess Park Ave palette. So I'm just going to contour with this. I always get a bit nervous when I bronze and oh my, oh sweet baby, oh no. We're gonna have to blend that out. That's giving me an intense contour. Oh my god, guys, can you see my contour? Can you actually see my contour? Brush packs a punch. I'm going to say that much for it. So I'm going to go back in with this bronzing brush just to kind of rectify the situation here. I'm going to take the 04 brush that she said you can use for contouring, for blush, for powder, you know, application, whatever you kind of want it for, but she does describe this as a blush brush. So where is my blusher? I'm just gonna take Warm Soul and apply that to my cheek. I use a dual fiber brush when I'm applying my blusher, but this is quite nice as well. Guys, I'm not upset with any of these brushes so far. Like, I have actually no complaints, and I'm not been awkward or like, I'm just trying to be really nice about everything. Because you guys know, if I need to drag somebody or if I think something is absolute shit, I will tell you guys. I don't hold back, but I am not disappointed. This is Jaclyn Hill's Swear All highlighting brush. It's in 09. And she says it's the most epic brush ever and the only one you will ever need. So I'm going to take Rodeo Drive from Ofra and apply that. Ooh, I have never used a brush like, oh sugar. I have never used a brush like this to apply my highlight, but I like this. This really is intensifying my highlighter. Oh man. If you're looking for an intense highlight, I would say definitely go with this brush. Alternatively, stay away from it if you don't like intense highlights, because it's going to give you highlights from space. I'm just going to kind of blend everything out with this big powder brush again, because I feel like everything's gone a bit intense and Neapolitan looking. Okay, I'm going to do lips. I'll be back and then we'll discuss further. My lips look starkers, guys. Sorry about that. I just grabbed the first lip products that are in front of me, which happened to be NYX Mauve Lip Liner and MAC Smith. So therefore, we have flesh toned lips. Let's discuss the Morphe brushes. Let's see, what do I think of the Jaclyn Hill brushes, her collab with them? Are they worth it? Do I recommend? Pricing? All that jazz. So if you want to know all that, let's get into it. So the first brush set that I want to talk about is obviously the Master Brush set, which contains all of these brushes, all 24 of them. So you can see them all there. And I used the majority of them. There was 5 brushes I didn't use today. I used 19 brushes basically to do my entire look, so you only probably need less than 19 of those brushes. I was just being really extra and using lots of brushes on my eyes. If you want to get them all, they come in this gorgeous little box here, and the box is great because it folds out. I am struggling so bad to get this open, which is kind of a good thing. So it opens up like that, so you see what it looks like there, which is great. You can bring it traveling with you, and it is a sucker to get open, so that is good to have it. So how much is that 24 brush set? I hear you ask. I hear you. I just have Jaclyn's video here. So it is $165 on the Morphe website. For me personally, $165 on 24 brushes is not too bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's not too bad. Personally, for me, I wouldn't buy all 24 brushes. I will go through my favorites at the end, but I wouldn't personally get all 24 brushes. Master Collection, which has 8 brushes for $42. Now, if you want to know the individual brushes, I will leave them down below, like I'll list them all. Then you can get the Face Master Collection, which contains 5 brushes, a makeup bag, and that is $56. So the 5 brushes that come in the face set are this one here, the one that I use to kind of set my under area, which is the 07, the highlighting brush, which in my personal opinion is pretty decent, and I would buy this one myself. The 04 brush, which is a blush brush, blush brush, bronzer brush, another personal favorite of mine. I thought that was absolutely incredible. I love this one. And then the foundation brush, which again, another one of my favorites. So the face pack would definitely be the brush set that I would probably be most drawn to, but for $56, not bad. It's not bad for face brushes that basically do kind of the essentials to your face, basically everything. The brush quality in my opinion is amazing. There was very little shedding. Jaclyn did say she spent 3 years on creating these brushes, formulating them properly, well, I don't know, manufacturing them properly, so that there was as little shedding as possible, that there was dents, that they felt right in her hand, even down to like the actual brush handle itself. And I really feel that from these brushes. They're not like any better quality than the Morphe brushes on the Morphe line, in my personal opinion. I've used the majority of Morphe brushes. I love them because they're so inexpensive. Beauty Bay sold them for so long, and anytime I was like low on a brush or I needed another brush, I just go and buy it off the Beauty Bay website, and it was like €5 or something like that, and I was really always impressed. The only negative I think I have to say about it is the lack of eye brushes. There's too many blending brushes in it, and that's the only kind of neg I have to say about it. I don't need that many blending brushes in my life. I really don't. Maybe if you're using lots of colour on the lid and you like to blend an awful lot, then the blending eyeshadows will be right up your alley. But if I was being super picky with my eye brushes, these are probably the ones I get. The 31, The little tiny brush was actually one of my favorite eye brushes, the 42. I really enjoyed the 39. The flat shader brush is lovely, the 41. I like this one for getting right up close to the lash line, which was the 43, the 33, and then the 30, which I really enjoyed for applying eyeshadow to the lid. So they're like my favorite, the 7 brushes that I really enjoy. Just if you did want my FYI on eye brushes. If you have enough shader brushes in your collection, then you'll probably be delighted with something like this with a bit more blending and crease work action. So I told you those 19 brushes that I did use. Let's talk about the 5 that I didn't use. So this blending brush, the 35 and the 34, I just didn't feel like I needed that many blending brushes in my look today, but maybe another day. 36, this is not a brush I would probably ever really pick up. I just don't really like the shape of it because it's just not something I generally gravitate towards. I prefer the more natural fiber looking ones. I just feel like they're better at just doing the job that they were designed to do. I didn't use the 06 and I will never use a brush like this. I just don't like these types of brushes. It's too flimsy for me. She said it's great for applying powder. If you just want a light wash of powder on the face, it's just not something I'm ever going to ever pick up, but it's nice to have it maybe as an option. And then the 40, I just didn't use that in my look today, but those types of brushes are something I actually use quite a lot, especially for the outer V kind of work. But that's just today, I just didn't use them in my look. But I mean, it's hard to use like 24 brushes in a look. But you can get a complete makeup look with the brushes in the complete set if you wanted to pay $165. And obviously there's like coupon codes, like Jaclyn's coupon code and whoever else's coupon code. My opinion, do I recommend this brush set? Yes, I actually do. I do recommend it. I don't recommend every single brush to buy the entire set of 24 brushes, but I do recommend a good few brushes. I'm going to go through my personal favorites for you right now, and then we're going to end this video because I feel like it's like a million years long. I tried to narrow this down to as few as possible, so this is what I've gotten. Obviously the O2 bronzing brush, love this, high recommendation of mine. And then the little teeny tiny eye brush, definitely must have. I really like the contour brush. I feel like I need a bit more practice with it, but I haven't had a decent contour brush in a long time, and this is the 05. Now this is one that you don't have to necessarily get if you prefer a beauty blender or you have a foundation brush that you prefer, but I actually like how this applied my foundation today, and my foundation hasn't looked this decent in a while. And then I love the highlighting brush, oh god, the 09, love it. And then the 2 eye brushes that I love is this one that I use the shade Love on and kind of use that to kind of blend out my crease more so, which is the 31, and then this one for getting right up underneath the lashes, which is the 43. So I think that kind of rounds it all up, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry I've talked for like a million years. It's very difficult to do a tutorial and review brushes in a minimum amount of time, but if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you would like to see coming up. I also have heard you want to see an update of the new reformulated Jaclyn Hill Vault palette, so I'm going to do side-by-side comparison on my eye with the purple one to start with, and if you want to see any more then I can do that down the line. At least it's kind of like a tutorial for you with each of the palettes, because I know that's been another request. But I don't want to bombard you too much with Jaclyn Hill products this week, so whatever else you want to see this week, please let me know, and I will talk to you guys in my next one. Mwah! I love you guys. Bye!